I see what you're doing. Or should I be down? Like, I don't know. Should I just walk, block, or should I try and be like?
So it's a matter of what's up, Steve? It's a matter of like just knowing your spacing, and it's always your spacing. So for example, if you see me feint, all you have to wonder is, what does he want? Right? What does he want from this? That should be the main answer, but your fundamental option should be blocking. So like until you know, right? Until you have a read as to what I'm gonna do, you should walk up and block. But because you don't know your spacing, when you see the jab, this is what you do. So throw out a jab, you're like, oh, it's safe now. You see? Okay. So you see the jab and you're like, oh, it's not a fireball. And the thing is, it becomes very easy. So like, let me know if everybody in the chat understands this too. When he sees a jab, he thinks, okay, I was looking for something, and it's not that. As soon as he sees the jab, so what does he do? He stops down backing. He walks forward. First of all, he walks forward too far, and then number two is when you see the jab, you kind of have a delay when you walk forward. Now the problem is when you see a jab, right, and you walk forward. This is what I started doing. So before, when we first started playing, I did this and then I Hadoken, because that hits your walk forward, right? So jab, Hadoken, because I know you're gonna walk forward right after the jab. Well, the thing is, now I know that if you're walking forward, I can do jab, crouch medium kick. And it was working with a high percentage. It doesn't matter what you respond with, as long as when you respond to the jab, I know I can always start my offense after the jab. As long as you're not gonna press immediately after the jab. Okay, so, for example, if I do a jab here, you know you could probably stand heavy kick if I'm gonna throw out another normal, if you know I'm gonna fireball. Does that make sense? Because the fireball is a huge startup. So if I do jab, and then I like, you know, walk up low forward, your heavy kick beats that option. If I do jab and then fireball, your heavy kick beats that option, right? But if I do jab, and let's say I'm baiting a normal now, then I can whiff punish you. This is the mind game. So that's why it's a point to walk up and block if you don't know what I'm looking for, but if you have the read to challenge.
Yeah.
When you see the jab. Like, a really good player, if they have a real good poke, right? Like, let's say Cody stand medium kick. I'll just use this as Cody stand medium kick because it looks like it. If I see you jab, I'm not gonna like toss out a big button like stand heavy kick or anything. I'm gonna toss out stand medium kick because it's fast. It's a medium button. It has a really good box, and I don't have to really know what you're throwing out. So the next thing that you throw out, you gotta understand that a jab is like 12 frames of recovery. So when I see that jab, you're minus, right? So then I'm poking you. Yeah. I see the jab. I don't know what's coming next, but I'm poking you. In the same way, fireballs can work that way too, though. If you know that I'm going to rebuttal when you throw out a jab, right, you could do this. Slight delay. Because you know they're going to rebuttal with some, right? So you wait a second so you don't get counter hit, then you fireball. That's how a fireball game works.
Was I not poking with my stand light kick to like kind of change that though, I guess?
You eventually started to do it, but it was like, it was really late. Yeah, it was really late. Yeah. So like, for example, I've been doing this for the last couple sets we played. But if you notice how, like, I didn't even really have to, like, I don't know what to say, but I was confirming crouch medium kick into medium kick tatsu when you're standing because I know you're going to walk forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to then either choose, am I going to stand medium punch Hadoken when I see this jab? You know what I mean? These are things you could do. You walk forward, stand medium punch Hadoken, right? You could do that. Or what you could do is, if you know I'm going to walk forward and crouch medium kick, what you could do is this. When I do jab, you know I'm going to walk forward. You walk back just an inch. Just a little bit. And you wait for my crouch medium kick, whatever you're going to do to whip punish that. So it's like, it all depends. Do you want to go to the counter hit game route? Do you want to go to the whiff punish game route? It's like, then you just kind of have to commit to that if you know what I'm looking for. Like, think of the jab as a feint, right? I'm just feinting you.
Yeah, yeah.
But sometimes, if someone sees a jab, they're just waiting for the coast is clear. And that's what you're doing. I can just do jab and then start my offense. So you kind of have to take a bet on what I'm going to do. That's why what Daigo used to do, right? He would start the round off with like a jab to feint the Hadoken, because somebody's always just waiting to react to something, right? So he'd start around and he'd always jab. Jab, wait for the anti-air, whatever, right?
I love Gao too, right? He does a lot of like stand medium punch when he wants to feint the boom.
Yeah, exactly. Really good stuff. Yeah, I do that as well with Cody with like throw tech. Or what I do is actually debate the Hadoken the most is I do this. I stand still. And the reason why is because nobody really stands neutral for that long unless they're throwing a fireball. And people don't know, but when you stand neutral, it's like a godlike fireball bait. It's like one of the best ones. Because people don't react to the fireball animation quite often, they react to the stand still.
Okay.
Then they jump, and you get free DP.
Yeah.
So anyway, what Daigo used to do is he would do this. Wait for the anti-air, right? And whatever. But when people started to respect him so much, he would do this, knowing they wouldn't jump when they see the jab. So someone like me, I would see the jab and think, oh shit, okay, I can't jump. And then he would keep doing this. He would just literally fireball all he wants. See, that's the mind game.
Yeah.
So you got to take bets as to what you think your opponent is looking for. When you see this, right, you could throw like heavy kick, but as soon as you feel like, okay, he's looking for the whiff punish, that's why he's doing this, then I'll walk forward and I'll counter hit him because he's only looking for the whiff punish. Does that make a little sense?
Do I just go, do I walk forward and then like start to poke with my coaching medium kick again?
So if you're not sure what I'm going to do, I would just micro step block. And that should tell you what I'm looking for when I do this. So if you're micro stepping, right, and you can block this, the next time you kind of know what I'm going to do, right? So if I do this, then you counter hit me because you know I'm going to walk up, crouch medium kick. That's a lot of time. So if I do this, you would do like fireball, you would do stand heavy kick, stand medium kick. That's a good one too. Actually, you know what? I think Ken's probably best poke, like one of his best, stand medium punch actually. So if you see me do this, you know I'm going to walk forward. You'd catch me walking forward.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm jabbing and walking forward medium kick. That's where you check me. As soon as you see the jab, you're like, oh, I know what he's going for.